Welcome back. Although we're more than a year away from the 2026 elections, it's never too early to discuss them here. And it's a virtual certainty that the House Freedom Caucus is going to look quite different in the next Congress, because three of its members, Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, Byron Donalds of Florida, and Ralph Norman of South Carolina, are running for governor in their respective states. And last week, Congressman Chip Roy announced that he's running for Texas Attorney General. Here to dig into what that means is Paul Kane. He is senior congressional correspondent for the Washington Post. And as I tell everyone, he's the man from whom I learned everything I know about Congress, because we used to work together in a much less spacious space up at the Capitol. So it's very good to see you.
Thank you,
and get
Ed.
to talk to you about this on camera. You pointed this out, that so many of them now are getting ambitious and thinking that the Freedom Caucus mentality and style can transcend statewide elections, writing in your article that their campaigns follow months of battles with House Speaker Mike Johnson over policy details in the process for pushing Trump's agenda. Is that what's driving them out of Washington, or do they really see a chance to take this to a bigger stage?
I think it's a combination of both, Ed. I think they have, I think they're all ambitious people, and they think, being governor, you get you get more exposure, you get a chance to actually do stuff. Governors are always doing stuff. State attorneys general get to sue people. They get to prosecute bad guys. You get more attention than you do as a rank and file member of Congress. But it's no secret, they're all very frustrated because they just, I made up a list of all the times they had to fold in the last 6 or 7 months because Mike Johnson eventually gets into a jam. He needs the final 5 or 6 votes to get something passed. And he has a better relationship with Donald Trump than they do. And Donald Trump sides with Mike Johnson, and Trump calls them into the White House and says, fall in line. And now they have done this over and over again, most recently in July on the big bill that covered everything from border security to taxes.
Right.
And they're being mocked. They're being mocked here in Washington as the folding caucus, the House folding caucus.
Yeah. And
I think they want to get out and get back home where they don't have to deal with the federal issues in the same way.
And of those three, Biggs, Donalds, Norman, maybe Donalds has the surest or the surer bet. The other two may not make it out of primaries or those general elections.
Yeah, and now they are all reliant on Trump endorsing.
By the way, yeah.
So they can't buck Trump on any of these bills because they need his endorsement. In Arizona, Trump did something weird and endorsed Biggs and the other conservative running.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an endorsement yet in South Carolina. Ralph Norman's running against Nancy Mace and a couple of other people. Chip Roy has an opponent who is very close to the current Attorney General, State Attorney General Ken Paxton. So they need to be sucking up to Donald Trump, not getting into standoffs with Donald Trump.
Meanwhile, Congress does come back next week. They got a lot to sort out in a short amount of time. How bad is it going to be?
Okay, so they have to fund the government. The last time there was this issue over funding the government, Democrats ended up crumbling and it blew back in their face. There has been very little work that's actually been done on the 12 annual spending bills which fund the federal agencies.
Yep.
But more than that, they have been sort of in hiding. Very few of these Republicans have done town halls. Very few, if they've done them, they've done the teletown halls. They're sort of pre-selected callers. And now they're going to come back and they have to face the reporters and they have to answer all these different questions about the Epstein files.
Right.
Was that released last week good enough? Hey, what about Intel? The U.S. government is all of a sudden a 10% stakeholder in Intel. That's not very conservative.
Right.
They are going to have to answer for a lot of things, even before we get to the end of the month drama.
Well, Major sends his best and says he wants you back once Congress is here, so we'll have you back to talk real quick in the 20 seconds we have left. Who goes further this year, the Phillies or the Eagles?
Oh, gosh.
As a big Philly sports fan,
I don't trust the Phillies offense. I think we go cold in the playoffs again. So I bet with the Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions.
Don't rub it in. Yeah, okay. I'm a Giants fan. That's why I had to put up with this all the time. But not the reason I left him. Obi-Wan Kenobi, thank you for being here. Paul Kane, appreciate it.